I mean, I had plenty to work with, but I had to go with this because the one I was going to go with, out of context, looks terrible.
Ooh, what is the one out of context? Do you have it?
I mean, it works for us, but out of context, it doesn't work for anyone.
Oh, okay.
Kablow!
Bam! Look at that. Now it looks like Barefoot Charlotte is targeting black women with the bottom of her heel. That's some sweet chin music though, right there. Looks like she got all of it.
Does that count as Barefoot Charlotte strikes again?
Yeah, it does. It does because that's mostly foot. She didn't hit her with the foot because she know that would be devastating to their roster because she needs them to compete. So she just hit her with the heel. Oh no, Jesus, that seems like that hurts a lot more.
I think it does.
And for the record, Sasha deserves to be. I hope the referee checked her knee because I don't understand why she had the biker chaps on one knee. Very fashionable.
I thought that was a trash bag.
I didn't know what it was, but it was like she's protecting her knee. Maybe that's why she was gone.
And then I did go with some AEW stuff. There we go.
Nah, I would never do this. And out of context, I would not know what's going on here. Nah, she didn't even do nothing in that match.
I believe this is Fab B, not B Fab.
Yeah, honestly, at the current state of their wrestling ability, I'll at least take in B Fab because she at least had the courage to be out there by herself and have a very trash match. As in Jay Cargill chose to do nothing. She did nothing in that match.
So, I still found that was a good match, but we'll be back right after this.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe. Ow, ow, ow!
Hey! Oh! Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
Bam!
Bam!
Also, Manny,
Eric,
I think I hear a slight echo.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
From where?
It has to be from you. Because I hear me on delay.
Okay, but Eric stated, you two don't have the passion for fashion. Sasha was setting trends with that look.
Eric, I can't wait to see you wear that in your local bistro as you go and get your fucking avocado toast. Okay? Good luck in wearing that.
Welcome to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, Lord Manny.
And I am Marcus, the grand finale. And you gotta say as at least 10 syllables to say my name. At least 10.
I didn't realize what I was going with because I also have this title card.
The King! You need to have me be Rick. You gotta have me be Boogs, and I can introduce you as the King of Apple Juice. And I am Boogs, and I will introduce you to the one true King of Apple Juice, Lord Manny Hayes.
Eric said there isn't an echo on the live stream.
Eric's a liar. He's a saboteur. He's a saboteur. He's trying to sabotage the show. There was an echo, damn it. He's just on a delay. He hasn't heard it yet. It's fixed. Thanks to me. I fixed it last minute. Thank God. Praise Jesus and Daniel and David.
We'll be back with Daniel and David in a bit.
Yeah, exclusive interview with Daniel and David.
Let's just kick right into it. So Smackdown. Let's kick in with the draft, as as its own thing.
They need
So-
to just change the name for the draft. They should just call it this is free agency. Because that's what it's more like.
It doesn't make sense anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. None of it makes sense. But I think I pieced it all together. Manny, of how it works. And it's all it takes to like 2 sentences from Paul Heyman. It involves contracts and negotiations, not just picking people. So it has something to do with how their contract is structured and who's going to get paid more and what they're being offered, because that's where we stand.
So what we learned was Raw lost the 3rd pick that they used to get. So there used to be 5 picks in each round, where Raw would get 3 and SmackDown would get 2 because Raw was a 3-hour show. But they've gone away with that, and I think that makes sense. It seems fairer.
I think NXT is the reason behind that, because they're just gonna call up those people probably and be like,
Yeah.
this is your show now. This is your show. Roderick Strong and Oni Lorcan.
So here we go. Round 1 was Roman Reigns going to SmackDown and Charlotte Flair going to SmackDown with Big E and Bianca Belair.
Easy choices right here. Easy choices. Only person there were 3 show switches illegally with Big E, who's already defected to Raw when he took that title. Charlotte is now on the SmackDown brand, where Fox requested her personally to join that brand. And Bianca Belair, because there's no room for her on SmackDown right now, had to move to Raw. Just have to move.
Yeah, it makes sense because I'm guessing the Street Profits are making their way over to Raw on Monday.
Because it's your boys, the News Day, are moving to SmackDown, so they had to you had to mix it up. We can't have them both on the same show. We can't, because I saw them in that 8-man, and I was like, nope, can't have both of them in the same show.
You shouldn't really be crossing the streams like that. We taught that by Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they were crossing the streams right there, and I was once saying donkeys look weaker when all 4 of them are together, and the fact that the New Day looked really old standing next to the Street Profits.
Okay. So are you now calling Dawkins the worst high-profile black man in the game? Because he's in the upper tier of wrestlers on the WWE roster because of his attachment with Montez.
Yeah.
So, is he the worst black man in the game in terms of the upper echelon of WWE talent?
Is this exclusive to WWE, or can I include AEW in there?
Depends who the person is in AEW.
Let's go with Will Hobbs and Dawkins. I think I'm taking Hobbs.
I take Hobbs all day. Hobbs mainly because his size,
but Hobbs isn't really good in the ring.
Yeah, but
He's
Hobbs
sloppy.
Hobbs could probably get better because I think he's younger.
Yeah, but I feel like Dawkins would never hurt anybody. I feel like Hobbs could actually eventually hurt somebody. Dawkins is harmless. But in the low scheme of it, I will take Hobbs for 500.
I think everyone would take everyone above Dawkins. Who would you take? Who are you taking Dawkins above?
Well, you know what? I don't want to boil the show down and a long list of people who I would take over Dawkins, but
I take Naomi over Dawkins.
Oh, and that's saying stuff. That's an apple juice sip. That is an apple juice sip. When you say that, I take Naomi over Dawkins.
It's such disdain.
Yeah. Let me let them know. Let me let the world know. I would take Naomi over Dawkins. Also true, though. Also true.
Hobbs would do well in NXT and being developed properly. I think he may be first to jump when he gets a chance to. I still think it's Cage, Brian Cage. I think he may be the first jumper.
Nah, I don't think Vince wants those problems. There's nothing on Brian Cage that looks clean. Nothing.
Okay, so round 2 in the draft was Drew McIntyre and the New Day of just Woods and Kofi going to SmackDown, RK Bro remaining on Raw, and then Edge going over to Raw.
feel that's a good. It's basically an Edge versus Drew trade, which I think is a fair trade. Drew needs to leave Raw because there is nothing for him to do. He is associated with the pandemic and bad things surround him. So an Edge needs to be separated from Seth, or they're joining the same show.
I think Seth and Becky are going over.
Yeah, me too.
Round 3 included Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, and Hit Row going to SmackDown.
Man, before we go further, Madcap Moss. Did you thought he was Mad Cat Moss first?
Yeah.
Because I thought he was Mad Cat. And I was like,
Mad
another
Cat.
cat. I was like, another cat.
But to be fair, when I was writing my notes today, because I did watch SmackDown live, I didn't make notes while I was trying to remember the name, and instantly in my head it was Wildcat Moss, and I'm like, no, there's only one Wildcat in the game.
That's Chris Harris.
And it's only Wildcat Harris.
Yes. Don't take that away from him. That's all he had. Or he was Braden Walker. For those who are astute to the game. Hit Row is the big pick in this one, right? That's the
yeah,
big shot.
I don't think I would have taken B-Fab unless she's going to be a manager, because I would definitely leave B-Fab in NXT to get better in the ring. But if you're taking her up to just be a valet or just a manager, I think that's a good move. But
maybe
I want to see more from Hit Row. Like, there's definitely more to this group that we haven't already seen yet.
Well, I think hopefully they do it this route, of which they do both. They can do SmackDown and NXT. The way they used to do it back in the day with Cesaro and, like Tyson Kidd and Natty would show up on NXT all the time. Maybe Hit Row does both.
Possibly.
Because Swerve Scott's still the North American champion. And it would help B-Fab develop more and not just have those trash matches with Electric Lopez and whoever else she's in the ring with. No matter what, it's going to be trash.
And then Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH stay on Raw along with the Bearcat.
Okay. Is this one of the worst? I want to say for the record, the Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash pick is probably the worst pick, if this is a draft ever, because they're going to be on any show. You just wasted a pick on two people.
No.
Unless you're banking that they're going to lose the titles.
Yeah, if they lose, you still got two decent wrestlers. So I would make that. I would make that pick.
You make that pick. I just threaten them. Don't lose. And I can probably get one of them. I can get one or two later on in a later pick.
Well,
I'm just saying.
That's what I said about the next round, which it had Naomi staying on SmackDown, joining her with Jeff Hardy on SmackDown. I thought Naomi hasn't wrestled a match yet. Therefore, you could probably pick her up easy on the supplemental draft and pick up someone else.
Yeah, I mean, they already said they're not going to use her. I don't understand why Pierce did this to Pure Sonya Deville. Like, this is not my pick. I would never pick her. She's garbage. She's trash. I don't know how she got such a 4th round pick. But this was the Legends round, I feel like. And Austin Theory, who I don't know what he's going to do by himself overall.
I mean, he was on Raw before. Before his allegedly cases came up.
Yep, allegedly.
And
he's the few that bounced back of the hashtag, we were harassed or whatever it was. He's the only one that ever bounced back. Him and Riddle.
And then Rey and Dominic Mysterio go to Raw. And then I'm hoping that going to Raw, we finally get them two breaking up and Rey retiring.
Yes. I need Dominic to hit him with a chair in the back. Now that we are Raw, I can see this on Raw. Now that we are Raw, son, I can really coach you better. The talent of SmackDown may have been too elite for you. This gives you a whole variety of people to lose to.
Okay, so there was a supplemental draft on Talking Smack, which I don't know anything about. Marcus, you know about it.
Oh man, you're gonna have me come up here without my notes and prepared, but
you don't make notes.
I know. I'm unprepared. Guys, we're going straight off the cuff. One, America Alpha, or Alpha Academy, sorry, and Apollo and Aziz are moving to Raw. T-Bar and Mace have been split up. I can't remember who went where. I think Mace went to SmackDown. Drew Gulak also coming to SmackDown. Reggie for those who want to know, the fate of the 24/7 title is remaining on Raw with R-Truth and Tozawa and everybody else chasing that title. They were taking it a package deal.
Oh,
The low-key faction.
T-Bar has tweeted, "Guess I'm alone. Time to feast your eyes."
I guess Dijakovic is coming back.
Oh,
Enough of this
Mustafa
T-Bar shit.
Ali is on. Mustafa Ali is now on SmackDown.
Yeah, him and Mansoor. They remain together. And they go win the SmackDown Tag Team titles and Saudi Arabia. And so those were the big moves. I think Toni Storm remained on SmackDown. Selena Vega moved to Raw as well.
Yeah, so Aaliyah, Drew Gulak, Mace, Mansoor, Mustafa Ali, and Toni Storm are on SmackDown. And then Reggie, Tozawa, the Alpha Academy, Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz, Doudrop, Drake Maverick, John Morrison, T-Bar, Nia Jax, R-Truth, and Zelina Vega are on Raw.
Only person new was Selena Vega. And I guess Alpha Academy in that list. You said they already had them all. They didn't change it up. But, nice pickups for each side. I like the switches. At least they switched some of them.
Yeah, it made sense. So the show kicked after all the. I've left out all the draft stuff in the notes because we were going to cover that separately. So the show really kicked off with Heyman stating that the Demon can no longer claim he's undefeated, as he came up against an exorcist named Roman Reigns. And now that they've turned their attention to Crown Jewel, it will not be held in Suplex City because the Beast will come up against the suplexicist Roman Reigns.
Not the easiest thing to roll off your tongue, but yes, he's going against him. And then, after mentioning Brock Lesnar several times, here comes the Pain. Brock Lesnar as a throwback.
Are you trying to say he's like the Candyman, where you say his name 3 times in the mirror and he appears?
Yeah. That's why he doesn't show up as much to work, because people don't want those problems. So he showed up very casual. I still hear echo. What? Maybe it's me.
It might be just the headphones.
Could be. But, yeah, he showed up very casual, looking like the woodsman. Walks around the ring.
Foley.
Mick Foley's never been this yoked. Mick Foley's never looked that intimidating in his life. I wouldn't fuck with Mick Foley because he's crazy. But I ain't fucking with Brock Lesnar. He stepped in Roman's face and Roman was the first punch. It looked like he was getting the best of him. But Brock took him to Suplex City, proving that the suplexicist does nothing on it.
Which is correct. Following this was Kevin Owens versus Happy Corbin and a now new named Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss, who just laughs hysterically for whatever reason, and hopefully they become a tag team and they go for the tag team gold. Yeah. I don't know if I support this at all. We will see. As in, Madcap Moss is better than Riddick Moss himself.
Do you think this is the end for Kevin Owens? Like, do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is absolutely the end. This was the last time you'll see Kevin Owens on a SmackDown show for sure, and it's the last time he may be on a WWE product that isn't known as 205 Live.
You probably
or main event.
So we get to one of the best parts of SmackDown, which was Edge and Seth. Edge said he's on his way to 100% to take that challenge and demands Seth come to the ring so he can extract them words he needed him to say. Seth states he doesn't believe a word Edge says and calls him a liar, whilst he is an honest man and reveals he is at Edge's house.
I'm here at the Copelands. What? Oh, the door was just open. I'm glad he didn't have to break in and do anything really, really, really illegal. The door was open. He was invited like a vampire. And so this prompted the question of what would you do in Edge's house if you were to go in there? You personally, you don't have to do it in the vein of Seth Rollins. What would you do if you were going to do a home invasion in a Copeland home?
If I'm a lifetime invader?
Yeah.
If I'm invading his house because I hate him?
Yeah, it could be either way.
I'm probably
you can be a creepy fan as well if you want.
No, I'm gonna if I'm feuding against Edge and I'm going to his house, I'm leaving an upper decker.
What is an upper decker?
So you see the toilet, you see the tank. You shit in the tank.
Why?
So
Why?
every time they flush, there's a piece of you there.
Remind me not to feud with you, Manny. Jesus. Jesus. You are in a dark route. Well, what I would have did, personally, because you know how he went through the fridge and he's going through Edge's study, it looks like, and he's playing with buttons and sitting on his couch, his special chair, and, you know, putting his feet on the table and whatnot, you know, drinking his Tropicana orange juice. I mean, he's living a life. I would have killed him.
This is the best picture as well.
I felt like he did more than just sit in that chair. It looks like he climaxed in that chair. Oh. I would have went to those kid drawings, and I have to tear them up. I have to rip stuff up. Just, let me get this. Oh, I'm grinding my feet into his couch. He comes.
You're not Rick James. You're not.
I don't
Rick
care.
James.
You trying to tell me you didn't feel like Seth Rollins looked like Rick James right there in that last picture? That did not look like Rick James laying in his couch.
Yes, but I don't see any type of mud on on Seth James' shoes.
Seth James could have did it. Seth James could. He's a very freaky hero. The guy you don't bring home to mama. But he could have started grinding his feet, and I would have gave Beth Titties 2 thumbs down. I would have did it all. I would have wrecked that house. I thought when he went to the fireplace and paused, I thought he was burning the house down. I thought he was gonna burn it down legitly. But then again, you could never get out of that. David and Daniel could not solve that problem.
Yeah, so this leads to Edge calling Beth, telling her not to go home, go to her brother's house, and he's gonna call Daniel and David, which you told me was a revival.
Yeah, man, it's the revival.
And then Pat McAfee on commentary as they're going towards the next second. Why is he calling Daniel and David? Why is he not calling the police? There is a psychopath in my house with doing the most casual B&E I've ever seen in my life.
Yes,
With Seth
McAfee
doing
is 100% right.
With Seth doing this, maybe Eric can answer this question. With Seth doing this, is the cameraman an accomplice on this?
Manny, you goddamn right it is. You goddamn right it is. Spoiler who the cameraman was, it's Buddy Murphy. He's just still working with Seth because someone had to say, I'm going in too. I feel like the cameraman picked that lock before Seth got to that door.
No,
But,
that door did not look like it had been tampered with.
This is the same cameraman that cut the rope on Balor, and I wish we built onto the mysterious cameraman or who is this and all these years with me. And I wanted to be missing man to say it was me all along.
It was me all along.
It was me all along, Austin. Oh, but a nice home invasion. But I thought more violence would happen. I always enjoy when someone runs out the ring when someone's in their home, like they have time to get there. I think AJ did it for the Wendy segment with Samoa Joe. And,
that wasn't really a home invasion. That was because he never entered.
You don't know. He teased that he was going in, and the camera cut off.
Okay, so you've just named one home invasion. I'm gonna name a couple of others, and then you tell me which one was the best.
Okay.
So we had obviously Brian Pillman and Austin with the gun.
Yeah, that was too real. That was too real. That was too real because Pillman 9mm, his cousin Austin Sky High. One of my favorite segments of all time.
That time, Triple H went to Randy Orton's home and threw him through his own window.
Yes, under wife number 1.5 or whatever of 40 wives Randy Orton's ass cast for him. That was a good one because Randy Orton got thrown out of his own window.
That's the only other invasion angles I can think of.
Oh, come on, you're missing. There's some others.
No, because the only thing I've got left in my mind is the time Big Boss Man went to Big Show's dad's funeral.
See, you gotta go deeper, man. You gotta go deeper. Because this week, as well, Diana Perazzo invaded Mickey James's farm and beat her up in her barn.
Oh, wait, I forgot of one. That
Yep.
time Abyss baptized Christian in his own swimming pool.
Yeah, and Christian was just taking out the trash. And then all of a sudden he was like, what the fuck? And it's James Mitchell and Abyss. That is in my top, but I have to go with Home Invasion, #1, Austin and Pillman. Because that ended with, oh shit, Austin man got shot. He man went too far. Because Pillman had his own Daniel and David, and they got their ass whooped. And they will never help again.
Well, that is definitely a reason to carry on to watch Raw next week. Because that's what Raw ended on, which was great.
Also, Manny, you failed to mention the time that Edge home invaded John Cena's family's home and slapped Mr. Cena in the face with Lita.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But then we've also got to talk about the time Randy Orton burnt down the compound.
And was like, yes, arson! Video evidence of why he should be in jail. Bray Wyatt has never been the same since.
So we move into the segment that wasn't really a segment, where it was supposed to be Carmella versus Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan wanted to break Carmella's face, and Carmella decided to put on a bedazzled mask, and then the match never ended.
No, it never actually started. I don't think. I don't even know. I hate when they give us non-finishes like this, but the mask was so horrible looking that she put on, and the crowd was chanting, "You look stupid," and I was like, "This works." I need her to wear the mask all the time when she's in the ring, because when she went out the ring, it was like, this ain't happening. She was premeditated into this and had this plan with her stylist and everybody on the outside, and Liv just got her ass beat. She never got pinned. For those who be like, Liv Morgan deserved better, but it just ended. Like, so the referee did not want that.
Eric asked, would home invasions rank behind weddings?
I think they're above for me. I love a good home invasion.
I think because weddings don't happen that often, nor there's a thing, but home invasions are more funnier. Especially like if you went through the Pillman route, where he was threatened with going to his home, and he stayed at home the whole time, and you had updates throughout the night. Pillman.
Yes. That's the best one. That's the best one, because all through the night. I believe in Randy's case, they were doing an interview at his home, and they were trying to give updates. They weren't updates, it was just you kept checking in with Randy at his home with his fake wife. This week though, Impact, Diana Perazzo, I ended up watching the whole segment. Mickey James was shoveling shit in her horse barn. And then Diana Perazzo showed up and was like, "What's up, bitch?" And then they start fighting and shit. And she whooped her ass. And it was like, oh. And it goes on and on. It's almost a cinematic match. It goes on and on. I was like, you know what? If you're going to have a home invasion, why not be in a farm? Why not?
So we get the New Day and the Street Profits versus the Dirty Dogs and Chad Gable and Otis. This kind of just served its purpose. It was just there.
Yes. It gave some energy, and the #1 takeaway from this was the new chops done by Montez Ford, which are nothing but backhand slaps.
Yeah, but
I don't know why
he didn't get Otis. It wasn't enough for Otis.
No, he just da. I was like, what the fuck? And then later in the ring, he did it again to somebody else, and I was like, I guess this is what Montez is doing. He's just slapping the shit out of people with the backhand. It is slapping season, and more proof that he is going solo. As in, that is the most heel slap I've ever seen in my life. If a man slap me like that, there is no more wrestling. We're using weapons and guns at this point. I'm calling Arn Anderson.
Okay, so this is my favorite segment. So Jeff Hardy had just been announced that he'd been drafted back to SmackDown. He's about to have an interview where he's all happy. He's like,
Yeah, life is good, baby. Jeff Hardy is back.
And then Brock Lesnar appears. Jeff. And then everyone just leaves.
Yeah. Well, he was very polite to Kayla, who I know invited Brock over to torment Paul Heyman because she did not jump out the shadows this week. It's a conspiracy between Kayla and Brock.
If there was a time to jump on him, it was after this segment. So he makes a public announcement that he's now, because of his good friend Paul Heyman, he's now a free agent and can do whatever he wants to. Where we cut to Roman Reigns, where he asks Paul, "He's a good friend of Brock. Are you a good friend of Brock Lesnar?" And then asked him, "Are we good friends?" Because if he was, he'd be looking after him and his family, and asked why the Usos weren't drafted.
So literally, Paul Heyman was shaking and red and just like
He was crying.
dying.
He was crying before this.
He was in fear of his life.
So I think he was like this, and then he went, "Good friends." Good friend, and then you just see the tears coming. I was like, "Oh wow!"
Amazing. And then he's like, "You're my trump team. I'm your wise man, Paul." And then like he blows up on Paul. You're only a wise man when I say you're the wise man.
No, it was a change of tone. It was like he turns to the Usos like, "He's a wise man. He's the wise man. He's our wise man. You're the only one. You're a wise man when I say you're the wise man."
Dude blew up on him, and it was like, I fear for his life. And then he's like, some days just, oh my god, this man's gonna kill me. And I mean, Paul at this point looked like a battered wife in a very abusive relationship. Very abusive.
So I did ask for people to comment on this photo when on the mid-card mess. So I got, "When you thought it was just a fart." The Disman commented on it, said, "Wise man? ? You smell that? ? And then we got, "If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight."
But I feel like, him yelling at Paul, it was one of those things where you're over a friend's house and then like the husband just yells at the wife and you go, "Oh wait, what? Company's here. We have company." Or he's yelling at the kids. Like, whoa, dude, chill. Like, we here. Like, you didn't have to lose it like that. I heard stories that you're a piece of shit, but now I'm seeing it.
Wait, Marcus, if I put the picture up, yeah, do the voice of the poverty ghost for Paul Heyman right now.
The what?
The poverty ghost.
Ooh. Oh no, they got problems of their own. I go hot somewhere else. They have it bad already. Oh god. Ooh. Don't want none of that. He may get into my ass at this point. So Paul now has a secret mission to make sure the Usos were drafted on Raw. When Paul tried to explain, the Usos were not available for draft. They do this every year, Roman. The draft needs to happen. And I need the Usos to be drafted to Raw.
Yeah, but then he said if they're not drafted to SmackDown, make sure make sure Paul is left there for dead. So what?
Yeah. So what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think the Usos are gonna make it to Raw? Because I can see them switching. I think the
Usos are going to Raw, and then Paul Heyman realigns himself with Brock Lesnar.
Wow. So Roman loses everything?
I think so, but I don't think they're gonna really separate the Usos.
Yeah, I don't think anything's changing with them. I think this is too good of a faction. I think that it all works right now.
I mean, Fox would be awful. I think Fox would be mad if they moved the Usos.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I don't want to see Brock with Paul anymore. Seeing Brock by himself and Brock doing mic work and being casual and looks like he's genuinely having a good time tormenting him. I think we continue this. And I do like the fact that they did. Brock Lesnar announced that he is a free agent. He does what the fuck he wants to do. He's not signing with either brand, which leaves the door open. That him and Bobby Lashley, the hope is still alive, can always take place.
Okay, so we get to Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks with Becky Lynch on commentary. Hilarious.
Yeah,
The whole way through it.
yeah. This is the best commentary a wrestler may have ever done. In full character, not actually trying to call the match or whatever. Just full heel work of talking shit.
Complaining, talking shit.
Everything. She had every aspect. He's like, I'm still a champion. I'm still a champion of Raw. I never lost that title shot that's carrying around. I have 2 belts. And Michael Cole's like, you have 1 belt. I have 2 belts. All right, I'm begging flex.
And Michael Cole explaining the rules to Triple Threat. I know the rules.
I know the rules, Michael. I know the rules. Like,
and then the match itself,
say?
like, amongst this craziness that's going on commentary, the match itself is good. Not as good as the WrestleMania one. It's good for a TV match. It's great for a TV match, actually.
Yeah. It was like, I'm not giving away shit.
Yeah. But there was enough in there to keep you entertained.
I will argue. Oh, go ahead.
Go.
I'm going to say nobody at ringside currently will wear anything they're wearing in Saudi Arabia. I'm just saying what Sasha was wearing. Yeah, what Sasha's wearing, not happening. What Becky was wearing, which is basically a coat, not happening. And Bianca, who's covered up, too much for Saudi. They're all wearing black and t-shirts.
And then the casualness of Becky holding on to Sasha's Bianca's hair, leading to the pin, hilarious. Like, if you saw the picture, she's just like,
yeah, just casually. Oh man.
And then the real Viper attacked.
Yeah. I don't know who unleashed her. Who unleashed her out of her cage? She just came out of nowhere, like for no reason, just booting people.
So this is so watch. Keep an eye on Charles Robinson's in the next 2 pictures.
Okay.
Like, even the person in the Raw shirt behind behind Bianca is mad.
Yeah.
You no. They knew Barefoot Charlotte was coming.
Yeah, they knew it. And earlier tonight when Charlotte showed up and she was in the back and she was talking, I told Eric, that woman is not getting involved in nothing tonight in this outfit. That's an outfit where you don't do anything. And it turns out I was wrong. This outfit is made for ass kicking. And no one saw a face. Ugh. Now that's how you make a face, Aubrey Edwards and all those other referees. You're not feeling the hit yourself or selling it yourself. You just go, ew. Didn't want none of that smoke. Am I next? I hope I'm not next. I'm just here. Like, at that point, I'm getting out the ring.
Yeah, what Charlotte was wearing was designed for espionage, which was what happened last night.
She was dressed as a Bond villain, man. And the 4 horsewomen stand tall. Even though we could have had a reunion of all of them teaming up to go against Bianca. Nope. Charlotte chose violence, and she attacked Sasha as well as
When
her
has
and
Charlotte
Becky.
not chosen violence?
I can't think of a time. I cannot think of a time. She chose 100% pure violence to end SmackDown. And I believe in Saudi, Charlotte is not going to miss out on that money, Manny. It will be a fatal 4-way, and they're going to do a casual belt swapping. Best 2 out of 3 falls. Or 2 falls match. Winner gets the Raw belt, first one. The second one gets the SmackDown belt, or you have the chance to leave with both. And I think we're going to get a nice switching.
Eric said that was a preview of the full zip-up outfit that Sasha has.
You talking about Saudi?
Were you raiding through a closet?
Yeah. Well, he went full. He said if Rollins can do it, I don't think David and Daniel lives next to her, so I can go all through it. I'm going all through it. All right, if you're a female wrestler, Manny, and let's say you had a husband on the side, do you tell your husband to stay at home if a female wrestler is invading your house? Because you don't want your husband to get that smoke. Let's say
If it's Charlotte, I'm telling you, the house is gone.
Charlotte has the house. She's taking control of the house. Don't go home, honey. Why not? Charlotte's there. Fuck, I can't do nothing about that.
I was like, the House of Hayes has fallen. Charlotte has taken it.
We must plan we need to plan our next move accordingly. It is officially Flair country. There's an old man swinging his dick around in a row. Some Spanish guy named Andrade who's not speaking any English answering my phone. It's just wild. It's wild over there.
What would you do?
Huh? Well, knowing that I couldn't compete if Charlotte came to my house and beat, I am calling Dan and Daniel to see if the coast is clear before I go back home. But I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police and Art Anderson.
Okay, so what?
Special Inspector Art Anderson with his Glock.
Okay, so if you saw video footage of Natty and Tamina in your house, what would you do? I'm fighting them.
You can't, man. Keep kayfabe alive. A female wrestler is stronger than any average man, so therefore they will fuck you up and have you in a sharpshooter.
No.
And that home would become a Hart and Snooker home where one, if they will start building a wrestling dungeon in your fucking basement for whatever reason, and two, Tamina may murder you and bury you in the backyard. I love her husband, her father, Jimmy Superfly Snooker.
But much like Miro, I know Tamina's weakness, and that's her knees.
Yeah, but if you're going out there weakness, she's gonna have all 20 of her kids come at you. They're gonna kill you too. Snooker's a strong man.
Yeah, but that's when I start building up the defenses.
You had no clue that the Nighthearts and the Snookers was taking your home. You had no clue.
Yeah, but I have one secret weapon. If
What's
them
that?
kids come, that's a Velveteen dream. But
Oh, no!
Next
No!
segment.
Leave Patrick alone!
No, he needs work. People sometimes deserve second chances. Even if I'm using what got him cancelled to get rid of my problems.
Here comes Manny getting canceled. He's gonna be on Dark Side of the Ring, Patrick Clark. And he's gonna be on Full Tommy Dreamer. People deserve second chances. Do I think he went after that underage kid? No, he was just playing.
Can we review Rampage backwards? Because I believe I would have had a better time if I'd watched this backwards.
You can't momentum Rampage. Don't momentum Rampage. Fine, we'll review it backwards.
So Rampage did not kick off with Orange Cassidy and Jack Evans. But it was the main event of the show. The main event spot with Mark Henry was awful.
No, Manny.
That was car crash written all over it.
Hold on. Let me tell you this right now. I look forward to this segment every single week. More than anything on Rampage. Yes, Bryan Danielson had a match with Nick Jackson, or we're going to hear from CM Punk. That's not what I watch Rampage for. I watch it for Mark Henry to say, it's time for the main event. And that is why I watch the show. And one of my favorite moments was Orange Cassidy not knowing what type of match this was. It was like, whatever. Who cares? It's Jack Evans.
I didn't care for this match either. You can't make me care about a main event that features Jack Evans in it. You can't.
No, and there were so many the end shenanigans, and Matt Hardy gets way too much time on Rampage.
Yeah.
I could care less about this. And the fact that they didn't shave all of it off and just took the middle portion of his head, I want it all on TV. They had time. The Clippers were working. Normally the Clippers aren't working. That's what happens in these segments. The Clippers don't work. This time they were working. I want a full shave. And fuck the best friends. Fuck Will Yuta. But it did seem like, for the record, it did seem like the sitting off Dynamite should have had to end their show, in which it was a feel-good moment for the Dark Order and everybody alike.
So we get a promo from Sammy Guevara, states that if Bobby Fish walks through the Forbidden Door, he's going to send him straight to hell.
Bobby Fish doesn't have a job. You can't enter no Forbidden Door when you don't have a job.
He does. He signed with MLW.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Bobby Fish signed anywhere yet. Well, I guess he did walk through the Forbidden Door.
Malachi Black wants Cody to know that the black mist that he spat at him came from the heart, and he hopes it seeps into every part of his existence.
I really hope he gets checked out by a doctor. I hope he gets checked out by a doctor because that seems like a crime. I heard Charlie Sheen was doing the same shit when he was having unprotected sex with other women when he had AIDS. Fuck you, Malachi Black, for spewing the virus.
And then he said he hopes what he did to the Nightmare family consumes them as he's collecting tolls, as he sets his sights on new endeavors.
Nice! Finally! Thank God.
Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa. It was there. It was alright. It wasn't terrible.
It was solid, but the person who won did absolutely, I want to say, minimum work. Like that is, they had a group project, and clearly, Cargill just showed up to present the project and actually didn't know what to do because she did nothing, and it was trash. Her chair shots were the worst at one point. I was like, that was all she had to contribute, and her chair shots were trash. The match basically was Thunder Rosa running around drop kicking people until she powerbombed Nyla Rose. That was literally the entire match.
Yep.
Was it bad? Probably not, but it was some bad aspects whenever Jade Cargill was involved. Because she was missing her spots. And, this is the edited version. This could be the edited version, Manny.
Yeah, imagine watching that live.
Yeah.
CM Punk states anyone that faces him, they should know that nap time is always on the menu.
Great. Glad we hear from you, Punk. Thanks. I like that. Yeah, Manny. Not only was this a promo that they advertised that we will hear from CM Punk tonight, right after this, they announced that on Dynamite we will hear from CM Punk to hear what his next plans are. And I was like, and then we could have got that right there, couldn't we? He basically said he doesn't know what he's doing, and then he's going to Dynamite to explain what his further plans could be. God, no direction whatsoever. And
then, this should have been a real main event, but Rampage opened up with Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson. The best match of the week? I'm gonna give it.
No. It ain't beating what happened on Raw.
I can't even remember what happened on Raw. It's been so long.
You had the cage match with Lashley, and then it started with Big E Lashley. Then you had Riddle and AJ. I feel like those matches were better. Sheamus and Priest.
I don't know. I feel like this one. I feel like for me, this one takes it.
I even being a Bryan Danielson fan, I feel like this was an average match, and they never actually.
I mean, they could have tried a little bit harder. I feel like they could have gone the extra mile, but why? When that's a stock match, and it's still good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the other. I give it to Riddle and AJ before, and maybe pre-Sheamus, or even Big E and Lashley in the cage or whatnot, stuff like that. Before I go to this match, there were no stakes; it was just happening. And then you know what gives a bad taste for me in this match? The post-match shenanigans. I don't need to see Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian run out after every Bryan Danielson match. It's been the same. Yeah, it's been the same throughout. And then Adam Cole is just there. I didn't need this segment. I didn't need that.
I quote the Jericho song to Adam Cole. What have you become?
He is literally Judas. And look at yourself. Look at yourself. You led a faction. Now you're gooned for one. You were on top of the world. Now I don't even know what title you can win right now. You're just there. You're just there. Existing.
Eric said AEW's attempt to be different by putting the true main event at the beginning of the show drives me crazy. I think it's only because no one's really gonna watch Rampage on a Friday at that time.
Manny, to put this theory to rest anyway. No one's watching at the other times anyway. The shows for the ratings for Rampage are pretty shit. They're pretty shit. Yes, they're better than NXT sometimes, but they're pretty bad for the most part.
I don't.
No
think
one's
it's
watching
wise.
either way. It's not helping.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to capture the SmackDown audience, so they can quickly flip over that, watch that main event, and then turn over because the rest of Rampage is not going to be that good.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch the rest of it. It's a useless show. It is only you're only watching it for that one match, and then you go like, "Oh, it's time for the main event with Mark Henry."
It's time for the main event.
Sweet Jesus. That's the what have I become moment of the week. You could have been a killer somewhere. You could have cut promos for somebody, or you'd have managed a Big E or something. I don't know.
So this closed off a week of wrestling which I've really enjoyed. SmackDown was just promos and nonsense, which popped me more than the actual wrestling on the show. I enjoyed everything besides the wrestling on SmackDown this week.
The 8-man was solid. The main event was solid.
Now that sounds harsh. I enjoyed the main event. The main event served its purpose, but like if I was gonna go on and be like, did I really need the wrestling this week? No. Everything else included on SmackDown, the draft, all the interviews, all Seth and doing his B&E. That's all I needed. And Roman going off on Paul. That's all I needed this week. On a Friday, that's all I needed.
Yeah, nice storytelling, and it was like, oh, okay, it's a solid show. But wrestling-wise, in-ring-wise, you got nothing. You got that 8-man maybe, the main event, and then everything else is antics.
Yeah.
Just antics. Whether it's Madcap and Corbin and their antics, or it's Liv Morgan and Carmella in whatever trash segment that was. Don't know what happened in that one still to this day, and why did it need to happen on TV.
Yeah, so like this capped off a really good week for wrestling again. I'm hoping Raw can keep up the momentum.
Raw to me is back to being the A show, baby. Back to being the A show. When they're gonna draft all the top stars. They're gonna get them all.
Eric said, "Don't disrespect Madcap."
Go ahead, Eric. Laugh like a lunatic for an entire match.
I'm gonna start my new gimmick of Wild Cap.
I mean, I'm gonna start calling them the Cocaine Boys because that's what it seemed like they were on. The way they were cackling, like they were out of control, and they ended the career of Kevin Owens in the WWE.
Yeah. I can't talk about the film I watched yesterday. I watched James Bond. I will not give any spoilers other than people get shot.
Can I ask you one question?
Go on.
Yeah, can I ask you a question, Manny? In this James Bond movie, and spoiler alert, was there, as the title suggests, no time to die?
I mean, is there ever a good time? Let me question this. Let me question.
I gotta work. Have no time to die.
when do I even pull up a schedule? I got time between now and 8:15.
I can die around then, but I can die for a little bit. But then I gotta get back to work. No time to die, y'all. No time to die.
What Squid Game spoiler?
Last week.
There were so many of them. I don't know which one I spoiled.
Well, not on the. You spoiled on Tuesday when you start talking about old man and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Has he finished it now?
Yeah, he finished it.
Yeah, I never said he was part of the big thing.
You suggested. You suggested it hard. Oh, you see the highlights that go around the old man. That puts anything into anybody's head. You did some exception that you didn't know what you did.
I mean,
Apple Juice Man is a savage. By the way, the King of the Ring is. The King of the Ring is. The King of the Ring is coming back, Manny. Are you going to enter as the king of apple juice to retain your crown?
I don't think anyone's challenging me for my crown. I mean, if you want to challenge me for my crown of the king of apple juice, we'll have a drink off.
No, I refuse. Although I did get a glass of apple juice last night.
This is 1.4 liters of apple juice, and there's barely anything left of it.
Oh shit! I will compare the power of Apple Juice Manny and Barefoot Charlotte. All who can survive a top rope, unlike the demon.
Eric said, Marcus, I'm disappointed you didn't choose Triple H and Stephanie.
You didn't give me enough stickers to post what I wanted to do. I posted one. It was like, oh, that's it.
If you're
I'm
watching,
out of stickers to posters.
If you're watching on YouTube,
it's like 6 more pictures.
Marcus has started to decorate his wall so it doesn't look like he's in a prison.
Yeah, there was no way I could do it because you used the stickers on the Star Wars one already, Eric, the 2 you gave me. And then I had 2 more left. I posted Daniel Bryan, was like, oh, I'm out. I have no way to post any of these other pictures or photos because I'm out. So, that's what happened.
We do have some good news.
Oh.
Where's your good news?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. You know, you got... Well, the show Tuesday is back on. The show Tuesday is back on. I get a very random text at 11:30 at night talking about, hey, we're not changing schedules until January. So, Tuesday is back on.
Are we still doing Escape The Undertaker this Wednesday?
Yeah, why not?
So, Escape The Undertaker this Wednesday at 2 at the normal time we go on live. Although what I think I because I can't be bothered to do it or can do it. You know, if you could get a photo of us two and just cut out the background and then photo impose that onto a thumbnail of the Escape The Undertaker poster, and that'll be the thumbnail.
Is that what you want me to do, Manny?
Yes, please.
I don't know. Alright, I have to have that by Wednesday. I don't know where I will fit that into my lively schedule.
And speaking of your home decorating, Eric said, full disclosure, I didn't buy stickers for you. I gave you some from my personal stash.
Yeah, it was 2. It was 2. And that was it. I went, well, by 2, I mean 1. I was basically do 1. I did 1 photo, and the other one was already pre-done. And you're like, oh, that's how you use the stickers. I was like, oh, I can't do anything.
And I personally thought he said from my personal trash, and I thought that was going to be even more funnier.
I'm pretty sure he was just like, take him.
So yeah, that's the end of today's show. Unless Marcus has anything else he wants to add.
No, I want this to be a short show. Ended up being the average time for a show. Watch the show. The views are down, please. Please bring us back into glory. Even though, because Manny had to go back to the well of Barefoot Charlotte, who seems to be the only draw around here when it comes to
technically, no, because I could change the thumbnail because I think this would bring in more viewers.
Oh, what is the actual thumbnail? I thought it was that.
This is the thumbnail.
Oh. Yeah, let's go with number 2. Or go with Charles Robinson.
Wait,
It hurts.
Or do you think we'll get more views with this?
Oh, I think we get more views with that. That is inviting. We get a different demographic.
I mean, the female demographic is a popular demographic. They seem to stay longer than the male demographic. They just leave us straight away. Yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm Seth James, bitch.
Yeah,
Beth, I give them 2 titties, 2 thumbs. He rated the kids' paintings. I give them paintings 2 thumbs down. I would leave it as in who's Daniel and David. As in, I hope they show up. Although, you know what? I do feel like in the last minute of the show, is the gateway open for the revival to return? Or FTR as they're known as AEW? Or is the door open? Because
so,
they're friends with Edge. Edge would take care of them to make sure they are seen prominently. They won't be seen, you know, like they are on AEW, which are now throwaway. Because they're not really being used as much on, you know, the dubs.
That would be quite good to pair them with Edge, to be honest. and give us what we were supposed to get with the Revival and Orton.
And imagine RK Bro versus the Revival. Psh. Hell of a match.
That'd be really good.
I'm just saying, I don't know what their contract status is, but it doesn't seem like they're there long term in AEW right now. Everybody seems to be in front of them.
It's a tough time to be in the wrestling industry anyway at this point, because like there's so much going on that you could slot in anywhere. So I would be like, if I was a top tier talent at this point, I would be signing multi-year deals.
Yep. Well, let's see.
I know the multi-year deals give you more money, but like you gotta have that freedom.
Freedom. Oh, who you got winning King of the Ring? Is it Woods? He's been calling for it for years.
He's been calling it for years. Did you see his promo on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Where he took shots at... I feel like he took his minor shot at Big E.
Very minor, but yeah.
It's like, you drafted us and then you immediately split us up. If you didn't like someone, you could have just traded Big E away. Like, damn, Woods.
Yeah,
but depends who's in it.
I hope they stack it. I hope this is good. It's going over 2 nights, Raw and SmackDown, which it seems like it should be interesting.
They've added a female king, the Queen of the Crown or something like that.
The Crown of the Ring. I don't know. It's the Queen. It's the Queen of the Ring. I guess they didn't want to call him King and Queen, but Charlotte's winning the Queen.
I don't think she is.
Charlotte's winning the Queen because
if she remains champion, I don't think she is. Because I thought the winner gets a title shot.
Yeah, but Manny, has Charlotte ever remained champion?
No, she ain't got a title match anytime soon.
Saudi's not just around the corner.
No, but it starts next week.
She could lose that. She could lose that overall this week. She is the World Women's Champion on SmackDown. She could drop that belt to Asuka this week or some shit. If Asuka's healthy.
Eric says, I bet you it's Bayley. I would accept that. I miss Bayley.
Queen Bayley would be a nice out if she's healthy enough to return.
I genuinely miss Bayley.
Yep.
She's what's missing of the much stupid stuff that I enjoy on wrestling.
Ding dong, hello. Would you team Sasha and Bayley up back together?
No.
That's part of me that wants to do it. They deserve the crowd. They were great. They were great.
I don't think it works that good with the crowd though. Do you think it would have? I don't think it would have.
I don't know.
The whole part of yelling at Michael Cole and everything
she
worked only
that.
because you knew she could hear him because there was no fans.
Well, you can just tell him to shut up anyway. You don't even have to worry about what he's saying. You just know he's saying something stupid. And McAfee egging her on like, yeah, tell him to shut up. I can imagine. But who knows? For the King of the Ring, let's go with, I think, King Corbin wins it again.
No.
He's back and ruins everybody's day.
What other NXT talents do you think are going to get drafted?
Well, Aaliyah's been drafted, so all the good talent's going. I got Xia Li.
Xia Li probably could get drafted because she wrestled a dark match against Dakota Kai. So both of them, I think, are getting drafted.
Yeah.
Any surprise from NXT that are actually on the roster at the moment wrestling, not the ones that have been casually taken off the Wrestle Dark matches for that?
Oh, you mean like a hit row surprise, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like, do you still think you're going with a Walter call-up?
I'm hoping, yeah, I'm still hoping on this show that we got a Walter call-up. But I got Walter and Thatcher call-ups.
I don't think Thatcher. I think we might get a Gargano call-up.
I don't know. I don't think Vince has any reason to call up Gargano. I don't think he would get what Gargano brings to the table now. He'd be chasing that 24/7 title this week.
That's the thing I'd be worried about if he was to get called up.
Yeah. So I got Thatcher because he seems like he has size, and Vince seems to like to have people work there, do stuff.
I really do hope Walter gets called up. I'd love to see him go up against the bigger guys like Lashley, Roman, Drew, Sheamus, Walter Sheamus. Imagine that.
I know. I have.
Imagine the color of Sheamus's chest. Like he goes red normally.
Yeah.
He's probably going purple.
Yeah. I mean, that is worth the price of any admission right there. Walter Sheamus. Just put down the card and I go blindly into the show. And you can tell me, Marcus, yeah, but you got to watch Bear Country versus Orange Cassidy in a handicap match, and Michael Nakasawa's in there. And later in the night, it's R-Truth and Reggie in an Iron Man match. You can just tell me it's the shittiest card possible, and then all of a sudden I go in, main event, Walter Sheamus.
Hold on. You're telling me former NWA champion and 57-time 24/7 champion R-Truth in an Iron Man match against Reggie? You don't want to see that?
No, Manny, I don't.
No, I don't believe you. In your heart of hearts, you know you want to see that.
At that current moment, I got a question. When have I become? Because that would be the darkest days of my life. That I'm requesting that. Like, I don't think R-Truth can make an hour at his current, being 50 years old, or whatever he is.
I just want him to roll out the ring.
Unnecessary.
I want him to roll out the ring after like 15 minutes and then light up a cigarette like that time him and Morrison. He did that in a live on TV, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the show. Make sure if you want to check something out that's funny this week, go check out the most recent Up Down Down video with Mansoor. Even R-Truth's in that video with Shelton. Hilarious.
Yeah. Mansoor winning the belt, right? At Saudi. Get confirmed. That's all.
Which
I'm saying.
belt?
Tag team title.
Or the Saudi title?
The Saudi. Oh man, I hope they give him the green belt.
The green belt is great.
The one that Braun Strowman just dumped to the side and gave back right away.
And I'm telling you now, the show on, I believe it's the 21st of October, is going to be the greatest show because we're watching the Crown Jewel live.
Yes. Full oppression. Oppression. Progression. Parental progression. Strolling advice.
And on that note, guys, we'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.